welcome back to my YouTube channel. If it's the first time you found me, my name's Tanya. I film videos about fashion, lifestyle, beauty, hauls. Now this one is a little bit of a different video, so it may well be the first time you found this channel. If you have, just to give you a little bit of background, I was diagnosed with breast cancer 3 years ago and went through operations, chemotherapy, and unfortunately it has come back 3 years later. Now I don't want to make anyone panic. If you've been through all that, chances are it won't come back. Okay, let's just get that straight. It can, you know, they can never say never, but I was just very unlucky. They said to me that this is the consultant. They never thought it would come back because I'd had mastectomy, reconstruction and chemo, and obviously the tumour removed. And basically it was a sort of a 1 to 2% chance that it came back. So I was just very unlucky, okay? And they are treating it again. So if it does come back, don't panic, is how I want to start this video. You know, anything can happen to anybody. And if you've been through that treatment, you need to get on with your life and live it, is all I'm saying, okay? But yeah, so mine has come back and I am starting chemotherapy again this week. And with that in mind, I thought if you're going through the same thing, or if you've got a friend or loved one that's going through the same thing, they might want to know what to take with them to kind of help them a little bit. Or if you want to get them a present and you don't quite know what to get them, some of the things I'm going to show you, they will A, need, B, appreciate. Okay, first things first, let's get the nitty-gritty out of the way. Chemo can have different effects on everybody, okay? Some people will suffer with sickness. They do give you drugs to counteract that, okay? So you may not suffer from sickness, some people will. Last time I didn't, although I did have anti-sickness drugs. My mum had chemo, and on the day of chemo she was sick, okay? So here I'm going to give you a tip, Tam's top tip. You might want this, okay? Now I'm not saying you give this as a present. This is for you, or if you're giving somebody a lift to chemo, you might want to keep this in the car. I wasn't quite prepared when I was taking my mum. And yeah, a couple of instances where I had to get the car shampoo out. So I would say keep this to hand. You know, a bowl is £1 from somewhere like Pound Shop. Be prepared. Okay? Okay, moving swiftly on. At my local breast care centre, something that they started doing is giving people that have got to go for chemotherapy a bag of goodies. What's it sound there? Nicky knacks, which is a word that I don't think is used enough these days, but it's a really nice gesture. So what they've done is they've spoken to lots of women that have had chemotherapy, and they've put into a bag as many things as they can to help women along the way. These are all things that have been donated. That's not to say that they're old, they are new. So it's a shame that everybody can't get one of these that's going through chemo. Maybe one day they will, but this will also give you some ideas, because I'm going to show you what's in here. If you want to put together sort of a care package for somebody, say that's going through chemo. And I'm going to show you some other things as well that I learned from the first time I went that you might want to take with you, okay? This is not one of the best unboxing videos, is it? Let's be fair. Now these have been opened. I'm not sure that was the idea. Obviously they weren't opened when I got it. Ginger nuts. Because these are meant to be good if you are suffering from nausea. Again, might not work for everybody, but if you want to put together a little hamper or something, they are probably a good biscuit to put in there. These are just Morrison's ones, so you can pick them up quite cheaply. Personally, I'm not the biggest ginger biscuit fan. They are a good idea. Now, this isn't out of the bag, but during treatment, you're going to be there for a long time, okay? So, if you want a chocolate biscuit, take some. Okay, these are about £1 at the moment, and you don't really know what they're like. They're just little chocolate biscuits that you can nibble on. So yeah, something like that is a good idea to take with you. Pringles, because who can't resist a Pringle? So that's something for you to snack on. I've also got a chocolate yogurt to take, because these just slip down, don't they? Let's face it, they slip down. Yeah, so you might want that to eat during treatment. You might feel sick, as I say, during treatment. And what you have to be careful of sometimes is the things that you eat during chemo, either when it's being administered or after, during the length of time you're having it, your taste can change. So what you like at the start, you might not like at the end. So you might just need to play with flavours. Indian food, unless you've got stomach issues, is always a good bet because it's the flavour. One thing to avoid are your packaged sandwiches. And I know the hospitals sell them, but they are one of the biggest culprits of bacteria. You don't know how long they've been sat there, whether they've been stored at the right temperature. And you've got to be so careful with your food because your white blood count is down, your immunity is affected. So you've got to be careful with stuff like that. So avoid pre-packaged sandwiches. Okay? Take your own if you want them. You might not feel like eating, and if you don't, that's okay, but you must eat when you can. Healthy, nutritious food is the best thing, but if you're not fancying it, then eat what you can, because malnutrition can be one of the biggest problems with chemotherapy and can result in you being quite poorly or even death if you don't keep your weight up. You need a little bit of weight to go into chemo. I'd lost a bit deliberately, actually, before I had cancer, and I have deliberately put a little bit back on just so I know that I've got that extra poundage to lose. Okay? Worry about it after. So, speaking of immunity and speaking of flavour, orange juice. This is a good thing to get for somebody going through chemo, because not only is it packed full of vitamin C, this is there, high vitamin C, get the stuff that's not from concentrate, and that will help boost the immune system. I mean, only a little bit, but everything helps, and it's got quite a sharp flavour, hasn't it, that will be nice. Okay, back to the bag. Body lotion. Your skin can be affected by the chemotherapy, so it's nice just to have something to give yourself a little bit of a pamper with. So that's a good gift to get somebody that they can use all over. Same if they're going for radiotherapy, that can make the skin quite sore, so something like E45 or, you know, a good moisturiser will be needed. Now also in the bag, you can see that, mint tea bags, okay? I think my chemo ward has some in, not everyone will, but you can take some with you. And again, if you are putting together a care package for somebody that's starting chemo, mint tea again is meant to settle the stomach. The flavour is there as well, so that's always a good option to get for somebody. Baby shampoo. Okay, let's talk about hair. You won't lose your hair with every chemo, but you will with a lot. You can look into cold caps and things, but your hair is still going to take a battering, whatever, usually, okay? Speak to your doctor about it. Best tip for hair is wash it straight away before you start chemo. Then try and wash it as little as possible. And when you do, use something soft, like baby shampoo. You can also get a baby conditioner. So again, that is good to get somebody. As well as the dry shampoos you can get, because that's something they can use in between washes just to prevent them having to wash the hair as frequently. It may be prolonging the inevitable, but the longer you can go without having to face that, the better. So just do what you can for your hair as you can. And speaking of which, depending on the time of year, obviously it's winter at the moment, so you could get them a little hat, because obviously it's cold. They could be suffering hair loss, they could have a wig, and a hat is a perfect thing to stick over the top. For many reasons. It will disguise thinning hair, it will keep the head warm, and last time I also found that I did have a wig last time, and just having a hat on top just gave you that extra little bit of security. If you're worried about it moving, or God forbid, and this happens normal, blowing off. Yeah, they shouldn't. If you get a good wig, they shouldn't really blow off, but my mum's blew off at the bus stop. Fortunately, there was nobody there. Another tea you could try, this one has got Manuka Honey in it. Now honey itself is good for the throat, and sore throats are one of the things that you will find you may well get with chemotherapy. I did. Your consultant should be able to prescribe some, I think it's Difflam. It's like an oral gargle thing that numbs it slightly. So if you are having issues with your throat, do let them know, because they can give you something for it. In between, if you want something natural or you can't take any more, I don't know if there's a set limit that you can gargle with the Difflam. Your natural remedies like honey and lemon, that will ease the throat. Also, invest in a baby's toothbrush, okay? I know it's not as good as the electric ones, but if you've got sore gums, baby's toothbrushes are a lot softer. So again, that is something that you could put into a care package for somebody if you want to get them something before they start chemo. By the same token, any kind of throat sweets, again, honey and lemon, I always get these. Something else just to help with that sore throat that the chemo can give you. Last time when I was having chemo, one of them, they actually give you an ice pop to suck on while you're having it, because when it goes in it can actually burn your mouth. And at the time they gave me, there's frozen ice pops. I cannot stomach ice pops now. Just thought of them makes me just want to, they just taste to me like, really rank water, dingy old water. And it's a psychological thing. A lot of people will say that chemo drums up, looking back, it just alters your feelings about things. Even songs people have said have, brought back the feelings of sickness because they heard it while they were having the chemo. My mum, going back to sandwiches, on her chemo ward, they used to give them packaged sandwiches. She cannot face those. Just the sight of them makes her feel sick, okay? But yeah, any kind of, throat sweets like that are perfect. Next up, this is something you might want to take with you, is a hand warmer. You can pick these up for a couple of quid. They're like miniature hot water bottles. To activate it, you just press the metal button and it clicks to activate the gel, which makes it warm up. I've got little veins, and when they get cold, it can make it even harder for the nurses to find a vein. So if you can keep your hand, which is normally where the thing will go in, if you can keep that warm, it will make the veins easier to find. So that is something else that's good to get, and that was in my bag that I was given, and that is a good thing to put in a care package as well. Now I don't know how good these are at working. Travel sickness wristbands, these were in the kit that I was given. Again, a lot of people do suffer from sickness, so it's always worth giving them a try. Lip salve, because you can find that your lips will get quite dry with the chemotherapy, so that is always a good thing to have in your bag to use regularly. So that was everything from the bag that I was given. In terms of things that I would recommend as well on top of that, you're going to be there for a while. Depending on your chemo, it can take a couple of hours, longer, but you also have to wait for your chemo to be released from the pharmacy because it's made up specifically for you. You have to obviously wait for that to come to the ward. You then have to wait for a chair to come free, and you then have to wait for a nurse to come free. So although they say that your chemo will take X amount of time, and as you go along they will probably speed it up. Once they know that your body can take it, they will speed up the process. But be prepared to be there a while, so you need something to keep you entertained. Take your mobile. You will be allowed to use your mobile phone. Obviously be mindful of other patients, you don't be sitting there chatting away or with something loud on. So headphones are a good idea as well, and if your phone runs out of battery quick, just be aware that you won't be allowed to plug it in because the sockets will be used obviously for other things, and everything that's used in the hospital will have to have been pack tested, which is like a safety test if you don't know. So if you can get one of these babies, it's a portable power bank. So you charge that up, you then plug it in, attach that to your phone, and it will add life to your battery. It'll basically charge your phone up for you without you plugging it in. So that will give you a little bit of time with your phone. I would say take a notebook. So, you know, if you think of any questions, or, you know, you just want to write something down, document it, diarise it, whatever you want to do, blog it. A notebook is always handy to have with you. I'm not the sort of person that can sit and read like a novel while I'm there. I just find there's too many distractions. Plus, you know, you're having treatment. I just find that I can't take the story in. So you end up reading the same bit again and again and again. So take something that's, you know, you can read bits of. Now, a magazine is a good idea. You can just flick through it. You can take some, you know, information booklets. There's plenty of those at the hospital, or something like this book actually. This is by Deborah Jones, who also has cancer. Yeah, and it's a good book. It's just basically giving you tips, you know, to get through it, letting you know that you're not alone in it. Okay, so that's a good book to maybe get somebody to take a read of as well. But if you are putting together a package for somebody, chances are they will have days when they don't want to move off the sofa, or don't want to get out of bed, purely because when you stop taking the steroids, your energy levels just drop. So you want to stay in bed, you cannot have enough pyjamas. So if you want to get them something, get them a pyjama set. This one was from B&M. You can pick them up fairly cheaply. This one is the Grinch. So yeah, you can now have enough pyjamas, and they won't want to keep washing, so, you know, pyjamas are a fairly cheap thing to get. So yeah, pyjama sets are always a good idea. Slippers, you know, fluffy sock, just going quickly back to the immunity side of things. You might not want to give them a gift, but you know, these are a good idea because you can just whip them out, have a quick wipe round, you know, the handles of your doors, things like that if you've had visitors, just to keep them sanitised and to kill any germs that you might want to pick up. A couple of things to suggest to keep on you is hand gel, antibacterial hand gel, because people are touching things all the time. You know, people go to the toilet, you do get those people that don't wash their hands, and you then go and touch what they've touched. Keep that on you at all times, you know, because you do that, you could be on a bus holding on to the things, and then you go and have something to eat, and it's all going in there, and that can make you very poorly. You know, you can't shut yourself away. That's the thing, you've got to live as well, because you could shut yourself away, then that one person, and in fact, you're more than likely to get something in the waiting room or at the hospital having your chemo, because those are the people with the compromised immune systems that are picking everything up, okay? So, hand gel, okay? You can get masks as well, not complete masks, but you know, the mouth masks. They will have some supplies at the hospital, and you can pick up ones on Amazon as well, where they've got filters in them, and you can change the filter if you want to. Depends how comfortable you are walking around wearing a mask, but in the winter, you know, you can stick a scarf over it and you've got that extra protection as well. I would also say, if it's winter, get a good pair of gloves. Keep them on when you're out in public, and as I say, when you're touching handles, buses, anything like that, you know, keep your gloves on and take them off when you're eating and things like that. Also, one of the, or two actually, of the worst places to pick up germs is, where do you think? Your credit card pin things in the shops and the banks, and also menus in takeaways and restaurants. They do say avoid eating at eating at restaurants and having takeaways, because you don't know how the food's been prepared, you don't know what the kitchen's like. But you know, as I say, you can't just not do anything. So if you are going out, have a look on TripAdvisor, have a look at their hygiene rating, and when you handle the menu, use your hand wash, because when people handle the menu, at that point they haven't usually washed their hands. So that menu will have more germs on it than I don't want to think. Finally, we were talking about PJs and slippers. So most people nowadays have got Netflix and things like that, but if you've got any good box sets, you can lend them or buy them. They might appreciate that. And a good old candle. You know my obsession with candles, you can't go wrong. Candle, just to make it all cozy and relaxed. Yeah, that's always good to put in your care package. Hopefully that's helped you. If you are going through chemo, or you've got a friend or relative that is, I wish you the very best of luck. You will get through it. Just take each one, I know people say take each day at a time, but honestly it's all you can do, okay? And if you are worried, always ring your hospital. They will give you an emergency number, so make sure you use it if you need it, and make sure you're taking your temperature as well. You don't need an expensive thermometer, you can pick them up for a few pounds at the chemist, but yeah, never be afraid to ask, okay? I hope you found this video helpful. Any questions, pop them in the comment box below and I'll do my best to get back to you. And thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.